didn't think I had the strength. Actually, I still don't think I have the strength to do this, but I just wanted to, you know, as my family, give you a little bit of an update, because it has been, I don't know, maybe like a week since I uploaded. Hi Sharon, hi Ann, hey Jean, Taylor. Thank you everybody for following me. Actually, I think the people that are commenting, you must follow me on social media, so thank you so much for doing that and for your support, all the love that we've been getting. If actually, I'll just kind of start the story from the beginning, because I haven't really got to explain myself. Not that I need to, but you know, you're my family. And hey, what's up? Hi Amber, hi Andrea, hi Sean, hey Kev. So almost a week ago, when did I leave? It was Sunday.
Saturday.
I'm pretty sure it was Sunday. No, it was Saturday. So a week ago, me and my friend James, we went and we planned a whole trip to Indiana. And I have a couple vlogs that I recorded when we went. The house that we were staying at, I mean, we had every single night booked at like a new haunted location. We were just gonna like film and concentrate on that. James did do some live streams if you want to go and watch some of those cool live streams. But while we were out there filming, I did do a vlog. I tried to get it uploaded, but our internet was down and I couldn't really do anything other than like live stream from and I didn't want to spoil it. I wanted James to be able to live stream and share what we were doing. But on Thursday, actually it was Wednesday night, James and I were filming at a really epic location. And I mean, it was like probably one of our best videos that we filmed together, along with my friend Zach. How do you say his channel? Ghostly Adventures with Zach. Yeah, super nice guy. Go subscribe to his channel. And towards the end of our night that we were filming, I got a call from my brother. And it was crazy because we were filming for James's channel, and James films with his iPhone, and I helped him and I filmed with my iPhone. And we kind of provided like 2 separate camera angles that was for his channel. And as I was filming with my iPhone, I kept getting calls from my brother over and over again in the middle of filming. And my brother, sometimes he'll call me kind of late at night, and I, you know, I am guilty, I'm sure we all are, of like ignoring our siblings' phone calls, especially when you know you got to get up early the next day and like, man, why are they calling me so late? But this was a different kind of call, because he called me like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I had to stop James. I'm like, hey, look, I got to put a cut, and I have to call my brother because I think that there's something wrong. Because he called me like 3 or 4 times in a row. As soon as I called my brother, he told me that mom was in the hospital and she had been rushed in an ambulance because she was complaining of like some chest pain, and she had been complaining the entire day about this chest pain, and she was vomiting. She wasn't feeling good. She was dizzy. And my sister and her partner finally convinced her, hey Marta, you need to go to the hospital, and you need to have why don't you have the ambulance come, the paramedics can evaluate you. That's how they started this. And when the paramedics got there, they were like, look, there's no way we can tell that she's having a heart attack unless we take her to the hospital. And my brother's telling me this, and I'm like, I mean, I'm like, dude, please keep me updated. Like, I need to know what's going on. You know, please let me know. It wasn't shortly after that. I just took it upon myself to call my mother myself with hopes that she would pick up the phone. And this was at 2:28 in the morning on Thursday, a couple days ago. And I was talking to my mom. I got to talk to my mom, and she told me, oh, like, you know, she sounded okay. Like, I could tell that there was something wrong, but she was like, they did these tests, and, you know, I don't know, like, they're saying that everything is okay. They did an EKG test. They said that it was fine. They did a CAT scan. All those tests were coming back fine. So I automatically was like, okay, maybe my mom's having a panic attack. She has past connections to, you know, hypertension, anxiety, just like me. I mean, I'm probably not as bad, but she kind of passed that down from my grandmother, anxiety. So I'm like, maybe she's having an anxiety attack. If you didn't know, my mom has lived an extremely stressful life. Anybody who deals with special needs children, you need to please, like, just respect what they go through and how much stress they go through. And I did. I knew that my mom was going through a lot. My sister, that's another story, but my mom took care of my sister's daughter all the time. She's a special needs child. She has autism and nonverbal autism. Yeah, very serious autism. There's all kinds of different autisms if you know anything about it. And it's a very serious case. And to top things off, just a few years back, they found out that my my niece, that's a whole nother story that happened just a couple weeks ago. But my niece has type 1 diabetes, just like my cousin that passed away just a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, if you know anything about type 1 diabetes, you got to check, you know, your blood sugar constantly. And, you know, she's a little girl that she requires 24/7 care. So my mom was extremely stressed out every single day. So I thought, my mom's having a panic attack. She's been stressed out. I know she's been stressed out about money. You know, a couple months ago, I made a video, like I got her a van because her van was breaking down. So I told my mom, look, I know that you don't take the best care of yourself. When I get back home, I'm going to take, I live kind of far from my mom, and I feel bad about that. But I'm like, hey mom, like we're going to go for walks together. As soon as the doctors tell you that you're okay, we're going to start exercising together. And I was just trying to encourage her. And, I regret the way that conversation went down. But I mean, when you're caught up in the moment and you just don't know what to say, you don't know what to say. And she kind of stopped me midway, and she was like, you know, I don't feel good. And she got off the phone with me, and, you know, I respected her. So I got off the phone with her. She didn't want to be on the phone. That was my very last conversation with my mom ever. And I didn't think that was the case, because I was told that these tests that she was having done at the hospital were coming back fine. I've never prayed this prayer before, but when I got off the phone with my mom, and I wish I would have prayed with her over the phone, but I got off the phone with her, and I didn't pray for her to be healed of like her panic attack or whatever I thought in my mind she was going through. I prayed for her repentance. I prayed for her to make sure she was right with God. And I don't know, I mean, I don't really care if anybody's, you know, what their beliefs are. I mean, your beliefs are your beliefs. This is my beliefs. This is the beliefs that my mom instilled in me at a very early age. And this is what I believe. And that's what I prayed. I prayed for my mom to repent. And we got done filming, James and I. We were at this asylum with my friend Zach, and it was about 4 a.m, and I'm driving on a super dark road. My brother calls me, and he didn't even need to tell me that my mom passed away. When I heard him screaming on the other line, I knew I lost my mom. So it's really, I screamed like I never screamed before in my entire life. And you know what? Like, God was looking out for me, because I was driving 60 miles an hour, 70 on this dark road. And I don't even know how the fuck I like had my hands on this steering wheel. It must have been my mom looking after me. But I mean, I just kept going straight as I'm screaming and kicking, and just like, you know, I'm driving with a blind man, you know what I'm saying? James can't drive. I can't pull over to the side of the road and have him drive, you know? So, you know, that's what happened. I lost my mom. I mean, I'm not saying this to, like, you know, for you to have pity over me. If anything, it's just to let you know that, I don't know, I might take a break, like, for a little bit, just to get my mind right. And I have a lot of videos that, I love creating content. It's my escape. It's my way of just having fun. And especially here at the Safe Haven Ranch, that's where I'm at now. This is like my happy place. And not long ago, my mom was here, and she was hanging out with me, and we had a celebration of life for my cousin that I'm still mourning. It were literally it was like 10 days ago, like burying my 33-year-old cousin who passed away. And my mom was there. And I know, like, my cousin was like a daughter to my mom. And I feel like my mom died of a broken heart, because there was nothing before that even insinuated that she had heart problems. She had diabetes herself, type 2 diabetes, and she was extremely stressed out. But I know when my cousin died, like, it was extremely hard on her, because they spent a lot of time together. They were very close. My cousin would give her advice on my niece that also has type 1 diabetes. And we're all connected. So I can't believe my mom is gone. Like, it's crazy, because, if you're around my age in your 30s or 40s, you know that time is coming one day that you're probably not going to have your parents. And I'm sure that there's some of you out there, a very rare amount, that are probably in your teens or 20s that have lost your parents. And I'm sorry for you. Actually, I'm sorry for anybody who's ever had to deal with losing a parent. It's hard, even if they're 80 years old. We buried my grandmother just 2 years ago. She was 86 years old, and she lived a pretty long life, but it was still sad. And I know that broke my mom's heart. That was in almost 2022 when that happened. But you know that day is coming, that one day you're not going to have your parents anymore. And it's just a part of life. But I didn't think it was going to happen that soon. And the reason why I want to share this with you is a couple of reasons, but the main reason is, if your parents are still living, no matter what age you are, every time your phone says mom on it, says dad on it, and this is the conversation that James and I was having right before I found out that my mom died. And this is why, like, it's just so deep for me. Don't ignore that call. Don't ignore that call. It doesn't matter how busy you are. Like, when your mom is calling you, your dad's calling you, pick it up. Spend time with them, because tomorrow's never promised. There might be a day. There will be a day. That day came for me. And you know what's crazy is just a couple days prior to that, I missed one of my mom's phone calls. It was a FaceTime call. And I called her back. Okay, I called her back. I was in the middle of, like, filming something, but I'm not trying to give anybody a guilty conscience. Like myself, I do feel guilty. You always blame yourself for little things here and there. But just make sure you're spending as much time, and it's not just your parents, your children, your brothers and sisters, nieces, nephews, cousins, second cousins, best friends. Just whoever, they're just one day. It's just like, I'm never going to get a phone call from my mom ever. Like, it's, at least in this life. But I do believe that I'm going to be able to see her again one day. And I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to say. I'm kind of like the older, mature, responsible brother. My mom left she left a huge void in our family, because she was taking care of this special needs child, and I can't take care of her. I really can't. I don't know what to say. Can you help me out here?
It's just,
you know what's going on.
Yeah, you're doing the best that you can to figure out, like, a situation. Like, there is there is somebody taking care of her. It's not like
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
just wandering around by herself.
No, her partner's taking care of her
Yeah.
right now. But I mean, like my mother did everything for that little girl, and now this little girl is like looking around trying to find my mother, and she doesn't understand it. She lost a mother, you know, like there's no simple way to put that. Like she also lost a mom too, you know.
And for the people asking, it was a massive heart attack.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're being told. I mean, I haven't got the final report. I think the hardest part is like I'm having to do everything, you know, as far as like the funeral planning for my mom, burying my mom. I mean, the bittersweet end to it is that my cousin Melissa, that passed away just a couple weeks, well, it was like almost a month ago, she was buried, or she was, you know, we put her in a mausoleum, and the mausoleum slot next to her is available, so I'll be able to bury my mom in a place that she herself shed tears. And that
literally, like, just what, last week? Or no,
it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was, yeah, so yeah, almost 2 weeks ago. So I mean, like my mom was there, you know what I mean? So I get to bury my mom somewhere where she was, and like, you know, all our family is in this cemetery. But I mean, if you know anything about like burying your loved ones, like it's sad and it's expensive, and it's like, I don't know, like I need strength. Like I just need strength because like I kind of have to make so many decisions on my own, and I got to make sure that this little girl that my mom left behind is going to be cared for. And
people always be prepared. Just be prepared. Have a will, have life insurance.
Yeah, I can't find a will for my mom. Like I don't know like if she had a will. She told me she did, but and what's funny is I sat down with my mom, it was just 2 weeks ago. And we sat down and we had just so much fun just talking. And like I have the text message. She thanked me for just sitting down and talking with her. And I mean, I was like, it was just so strange because, man, I know, you know, sometimes we get busy, and when you're older, like I'm very busy. I wear a lot of hats. You know, I wear a dad hat, I wear a farm hat, I wear a content creator hat, I wear a real estate hat. It's just like, there's so many things that I do. So I do get busy, but I should have made a lot more time to spend with my mom. I mean, for sure. But in the same token, I mean, I did try. I couldn't spend time with my mom like maybe you could spend time with your mom because of the deal with her being with this special needs child, my niece. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't feel so guilty because I did try to get her.
All the time.
Okay,
you want to take her on the boat. You know, she couldn't because she had the baby. You wanted to go take her to lunch anytime that you were out there. She couldn't because she had the baby. And it's like really hard for her. She gets overwhelmed when she tries to take the baby out. Because, well, I say baby, but she's what, 7?
She's 7. Yeah. She's 7. But I mean, she's in diapers.
Yeah, it's like really hard. And you know, your mom herself would get really overwhelmed. So it was always to the point where she was just like, no, I'm just gonna stay home or whatever. So you did try, and she loved you. Like you.
Like, I couldn't just be like, you know, hey mom, let's go to lunch, or
yeah. So you would always
go have some dinner.
Her favorite like crab place.
Yeah, she loved eating at this crab place, so I'd send her like some crabs. It's like this
like big crab royals,
Mr. Crab or something, like
crafty
crab. Yeah, she loved that, man. It was expensive, but she loved it, and
she always got so excited. She's like, you got me crabs.
I did. This picture that's on my thumbnail is actually a picture that was taken on her birthday. So that's why that picture is just, I don't know, I just hold it close to my heart because that was my mama, and I loved her. There wasn't a time that I got off the phone with her and didn't tell her that I loved her, you know. So that's the whole gimme kiss thing, you know, kiss your loved ones. Just never know, and day might come where you won't see them again. So leave that loving impression imprinted in their heart. But yeah, I just wanted to give everybody an update. I just put a couple posts on maybe Twitter or Instagram, and Um, I have some videos. I do have a vlog that I don't know when I'm gonna release it, but it's just like me going and hanging out with James, and we went to a couple places, and I was here at the farm. It's a cool vlog, but I just haven't. Like I said, when we were at the location that we were at I think our our internet went. It was our internet. It went down, and they were trying to repair it, and I couldn't get the files out. So I still have those, and I will be updating you. But of course, you know, this is more current. You know, that video that I made was like from just a couple days ago, right before my mom passed away, and it's got kind of a has a happy part to it.
There's a really funny part to it.
Yeah, and a couple funny parts too, but I want to give a big shout out to my friend Joy and William if they're watching this video. William is not doing so well. I won't, you know, just respect for, you know, his family. I'm not going to say anything about, you know, the sickness that they have, unless they give me the permission to. But if you could pray for William, I'm hoping that he makes a full recovery. Doctors told him that he didn't have a whole lot of time, and I wanted to go surprise him and visit him, and that's what we did. We drove to Cincinnati, Ohio in the middle of the day, because we were like sleep all day and then film all night. And like I was like, I woke up James, I'm like, hey man, we're only like 3 hours away from Cincinnati, let's go drive, let's go surprise William. And it was so cool, and we made like a really cool video that we weren't even going to post on YouTube. We were just going to give it to Joy, and Joy was like, no, post it, that'd be cool, like it's great for memories. So big shout out to them, because they're really going through some hard times right now, and you know, with this terrible sickness. And it felt good going over there. And
you even cooked for him.
I did cook. I cooked him a grilled cheese sandwich, and he ate because he hadn't been eating. And like, you know, me being there, like he was inspired to eat, so I'm very thankful for that. But I don't want anybody to like worry about me or anything. Yeah, I'm sad. You know, everybody's gonna be sad when they lose somebody that they love. My mom was my best friend. She was my mom. I mean, if anybody knows that motherly love, now when I look in the mirror, I see my mom. Like, I favor her a lot. I look a lot like her, and she was my everything, and wasn't prepared at all to lose my mom at 67 years old. That's how old she was. I thought she was going to live like my grandparent. All my grandparents died when they were in their 80s. So it was like, you know, my mom, oh, she's good, man. She's 67, you know, but, you know, she lived a really stressful life. She didn't take the best care of herself. She didn't exercise. She probably wasn't monitoring her blood sugar like she should, because she was worried about that little girl. And I know that she would have want me to make sure that this little girl's taken care of. And I don't know how long this is going to take for me to do what I need to do. But all I ask is for you to pray for my family, pray for me for strength. Not only am I hurting and my family's hurting, but like, I kind of have to do everything. And I'm not talking about like just financial things, but I have to make big decisions on my mom's behalf to make sure that this little girl is taken care of.
That's why it's like, the one thing in life that is promised is death. We just never know when it's going to come. So it's so important to, like, doesn't matter how old you are. Like, when I became a mom at 19, my first thing that I did was get life insurance. And I got life insurance on my kids. I got life insurance on me. And I've had it ever since I was 19, because I see so many people who pass away and their families, they can't even mourn properly because they're so stressed out.
Now they're worried about the money.
Yeah, they're stressed out with how they're going to get, you know, their loved one buried, or how, you know, so just be prepared. Have life insurance. It's not expensive.
Have a will in place,
have
too.
Have a will. Have things where people know where things are, just in case, because
actually,
last night, just papers were everywhere.
I have an idea for everybody watching this video right now that you've had the thought to do a will. Once this live stream is over, send an email to yourself and title it Living Will. That way you know it's there, and tell your loved ones. Look, I mean, it could be simple. Like, look, when I'm deceased. I want to be cremated. I want this. I want that. Like, I don't know what my mom wanted. I mean, she mentioned to me that she wanted to be cremated because it was cheaper. But I mean, my family doesn't want that. Some of them don't believe in cremation, and it's going to be more expensive to do it this way. But it would have been nice to know, like, hey, like, this document is right here. If I have life insurance, like, this is where it's at. Like, when this live stream is over, it'll take you literally 5 minutes to do this, and you can come back to it and add to it if you want to. But make yourself like a little will. It could be really simple, just an email, and it's there all the time. So I mean, that's my advice to you, because you just never know when that day is going to come. And it's promised. Every single one of us right here, right now, have a date with death. As morbid and terrible as that sounds, but it's a reality. And we have to make sure that once we leave and we are resting, that our family is taken care of, that they know what we wanted when we passed away, whether or not we want to share it with them now. We want to be able to let them know later on, at least, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Thank you for the super chats. I'm sorry I didn't really read many of the comments. I do see some here. Mr. J, thank you. The comments are kind of weird. It's been like acting up on YouTube lately, but thank you for the super chats. Actually, when I started this live stream, I was trying to turn off super chats because I didn't want anybody to like donate or anything like that out of pity. Like, I just, like, I don't need any donations. And but thank you. I really appreciate your heart and wanting to help us out. And I'll be okay. Like, God's providing. I mean, this is an expense that I have to myself pay for, because I won't get into that, but I'm just praying that everything goes the way it should go, where my cousin, I keep saying my cousin, my niece, my little niece that's 7 years old, that she's taken care of, because that was my mom's dying wish. So yeah, if you can pray for that. And also, I want to pray for anybody out there that's lost their parents or lost somebody close to them recently. I just want to let you know that I'm thinking of you, and I can now say that I know what that pain feels like, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But if it was the other way around, like, my mom would have been, well, I mean, she lost her niece, my cousin. So I mean, it was like her losing a daughter. I mean, it's just not right. Please pray for my aunt that lost my cousin, her daughter, not long ago, because now she's dealing with 2 weeks later losing her sister. You know what I mean? She buried her daughter, and now she has to bury her sister within the same month. Like, that's just, I've never had anything like 2023 is going to go down in history in my life for being probably one of the worst years.
And Cookie.
I lost my cookie. Yeah. I mean, like, you just think to yourself, like, who else?
Hey, don't say that, because
who else is going to go? Like, I mean,
don't ask that question.
We just don't know. Like, we don't know why God does what he does. I mean, sometimes we might think like, hey, he's cruel. But then when I think about it all, when I think about it now, is as much as I want to say, why are you doing this to me, God? Like, I'm suffering. Like, you took my cousin away from me that was like my sister. You took my best friend, my little dog, away from me. And now you took my mom away from me, all in just a short span. But when you look at everything from the outside, my cousin that was 33 years old, suffering from type 1 diabetes, she just wanted to live a normal life. She was having a ton of health problems at a very young age, and she was suffering. She just wanted to go back to work and live a normal life and not have to worry about the pain she was in. She was in and out of the hospital, going in ambulances. Like, she was suffering. And God took her. God took her home. I mean, if you're a Christian, if you believe in the next life, yeah, it's sad when we lose our loved ones, but you got to think of it the other way around. I mean, we're really crying because we miss them, and we feel like we're never going to see them again, but they're at peace now. You know what I mean? And as much as it hurts me to say that I lost my best friend, my mom, the person that took care of me, loved me unconditionally, and just like took care of me when I was sick, like I lost her, and that hurts. But she was suffering too. She was worried every single day about money. She was worried every single day about my niece, taking care of her, making sure that her blood sugar wasn't so high. And it was hard on her. And now I can say that she's at peace, you know, and it hurts. Hurts that I'm not going to see her again. It hurts that I'm not going to get a phone call from mom again. And I'm sure it hurts y'all, like when, you know, if you lose your mom and you don't get those phone calls anymore, it hurts. But you know, God knows what he's doing. And
we know if they were given the chance to trade places with us, they wouldn't. That's one of the things that I always like to look at when it comes to death, is like, if they had the opportunity to trade places with us, they'd be like, I'm good.
Like, the way I look at it is, my mom she's living her retirement now, because my mom retired about maybe 15 years ago, and it wasn't very long until, you know, my niece came along and she had to like help take care of her. It's like my mom never got a break. She like worked all those years and retired, and then like, but that's what she loved. She loved that little girl. That was her life. But I know it was stressful. I know it was very, very stressful. And, you know, now she doesn't have to deal with that. But I just pray that the next man up, you know, like, just the people that are left behind are going to be able to care for her, you know. And that's what my biggest concern is right now. Like, my mom leaving behind everyone, and I don't know. But yeah, I'm sorry if you ever had to deal with this pain. Just want to let you know I'm thinking of you. I know it's probably a pain that never goes away, but I know my mom is in heaven, and I know I'm going to see her one day. That one day that I die and she gets to welcome me into eternity, like, that's the one day I look forward to. Get to see my grandparents, get to see my cousin Melissa, my little dog Cookie, my bird Jupiter. I mean, just like everyone that's passed on before us, like, you know, we get to see them again. So I'm human, you know, we cry and we have our own beliefs and our own emotions. You know, please don't have pity over me. I'm not asking for that. Just want to let you know that I hurt and cry and bleed just like you. And please understand. I was thinking about, I mean, this is just an idea I'm just kind of throwing out there before I end this video. It just kind of came to me right now. I've never personally watched somebody planning a funeral.
You haven't?
No. No, I've never had to plan a funeral. I've never had to, I mean, I know inflation is really high. I mean, things are really expensive. I don't know the process of, I did help out with my cousin's funeral expenses with the mausoleum, but I didn't, you know, I didn't meet with the funeral directors. I talked to them over the phone just to make a payment. But Monday, I'm meeting up with the funeral director, and I have to pick out a casket for my mom. I have to coordinate, like, when we're gonna have the service. I had this great idea of my mom's celebration of life being dressed in white, because I want her to be celebrated in lightness, not darkness, because she's an angel now. She's above the angels now. And that's something that, you know, I just kind of told family members, like, you know, I want everybody to dress in white. I don't want anybody dressing in black. And it just, I don't know. I thought about maybe kind of sharing that process in case somebody has to plan that one day. You can be mentally prepared. But I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. I may or may not do that. It may help
What,
me.
everybody dressed in white?
No,
Oh.
sharing the whole process, of
yeah.
like picking out a casket. And,
I mean, it could be really beneficial to people who don't know.
yeah.
Or you could even at least just explain it and not actually.
Yeah, I could do that too. But I mean, I wish I would have maybe seen something like that and been mentally prepared. Like, you know, hey, when that time comes where I have to personally be the one in charge of burying a family member, I can be prepared to, you know, what questions to ask. And I'm going to go with a cousin of mine who, she had to bury her daughter, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, my cousin Casey. And that was extremely sad. We lost her to breast cancer. She was 23 years old. May she rest in peace. Now, she was very young and she suffered a lot. She had a lot of health problems as well, but she had to deal with that process of, you know, picking out caskets and meeting up with funeral directors. And I asked her to come with me and help me out in this process. And she's going to help pick out an outfit for my mom. But, yep, that's really all. I love you guys, and I'll be back. I just don't know when. I'm gonna still be trying to upload content. I mean, it might help me with keeping my mind off of everything, because there's a lot that I have to do. But thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. I appreciate all the comments here. I can't even see the comments, or I don't know what's going on with the comments. Thank you.
It just keeps its own one, and it just keeps.
Yeah, it's on
the same one up there.
Yeah, it's just on one comment here. But thank you for the super chats. I'm sorry I can't personally thank everybody here. I will try to go back in a little bit and do that. But yeah, new videos on the way. There will be some videos. I just don't know when I'm gonna have time to edit and do all that. I got a lot to do with planning stuff for my mom and for my niece and my mom's estate and meeting with lawyers and all this stuff. It's gonna be a headache. So I love each and every one of you. Just want to give you a quick update.